So lately, we've been getting a lot of calls about people trying to restore their firearms rights. The idea being that they did something really stupid when they were younger, whether it was drugs, whether it was alcohol, whether it was they broke into a friend's house on a Friday night, and they want to go ahead decades later. They still can't have a firearm. They can't possess one, or own the ammunition. So Ohio has a rarely used law that allows people who have been convicted of most felonies and certain misdemeanors like domestic violence to go ahead and get their gun rights back. There's only a handful of states that allow this kind of thing, and there's only a handful of lawyers around Ohio that are even willing to touch these cases. So some of the folks we're talking to want to be able to protect themselves. They want to be able to defend themselves if somebody breaks into the house. Some of these folks want to go hunting with their kids. Some of them are people who are going to be inheriting some antique family firearms from the Civil War or whatever, and they want to make sure that when they own it, they're not risking going to prison again. What was the original charge? Was it something that was violent, something that was not violent? And also, how long ago was it? Last one I did was about 25 years ago. I generally like to tell people I like at least a decade under your belt before we apply for the rights back, but it really depends on the charge and what the person was doing to stay out of trouble. So when we meet with somebody on one of these cases, we go through everything. We go through what was going on with their lives at the time they pled guilty or were found guilty. Did they go to probation? Did they do prison? Did they do rehab? Did they start working? What's their family life then versus what's it like now? Have they had any more criminal cases? I'm not talking about speeding tickets, but actually serious offenses. And then what we do is we try to craft a lawsuit to meet the county and the judge in which we're in. And we look at what do those judges have as their perspective on the Second Amendment. And so after decades of travel in the state, I've kind of figured out where and what judges are looking for. There are some judges in Ohio that are more a fan of the Second Amendment than others. There are some counties where you go into and they don't want anybody having a gun that's not a police officer. You have to be able to show them that this person is going to be somebody who's been rehabilitated and is not going to do the same stuff again. What's the best way to make it so that a judge in whatever county it's in, it says, you know what, I'm not worried this person's going to get their gun rights back, go out, become a serial killer, that this is somebody who actually has a genuine interest in what they're doing and that has bettered themselves and deserves a second chance to have their Second Amendment rights back.